Hello, I'm Scott Hansen and I work for North Dakota EPSCoR. And today I'm here to tell you a little bit about how to do the activities for the lesson called Small Things Can Be a Big Deal. For activity one, the first thing that you'll want to do is find a marker, get a cotton swab, and then of course find one of the Petri dishes that came in your kit. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to label the Petri dish. Now, you should label the bottom of the Petri dish. And to find the bottom of the Petri dish, you can see that there is kind of a clear tan nutrient agar in the bottom of the Petri dish. And so the nutrient agar is in the bottom of the Petri dish. And so that'll be the bottom, and then the part without the agar in it will be the top or the lid of the Petri dish. So so on the bottom of the Petri dish, you divide it using the marker, divide it into four basically equal parts, and then you'll also label one of them unwashed finger, another one washed finger, and cell phone, etc. And then for the cell phone part, what you do is you take your standard cell phone and get a clean cotton swab, and rub it on the surface of the cell phone, and you could rub on the sides as well, I suppose, since you touch the sides a lot too. And then what you do is you get the Petri dish again, and you take the lid off momentarily, and with the part of the cotton swab that touched the cell phone, you rub that all over the quarter of the nutrient agar that's labeled cell phone, and then you put the lid back on. And now you can see here why you label the bottom of it rather than the top of it, because when you're taking the lid off and on and stuff, it could get turned or whatever. And so if you label the top, if it gets turned any, you won't know really where you did what on the nutrient agar. So it's best to label the bottom of the Petri dish rather than the lid. So anyway, then you choose another, with the other side of the cotton swab, choose another surface, a doorknob or whatever, and rub that just like I rubbed the cell phone, and then rub that onto the wherever it is on the nutrient agar, that you have labeled with that. And then for the unwashed finger part, my cat is going to walk across the screen. Hello. Okay, yep. Oh, big orange cat walking across the screen. So with the unwashed finger, index finger or whatever, you touch that onto the quarter of the surface. You can rub it along the surface. Don't gouge into the nutrient agar, but rub it along that fourth of the surface that's labeled unwashed finger. Then you go and wash the finger or the hand, which whatever. And after you've washed, then you do the same thing. You touch the part that says washed finger, and with basically touch that whole quarter of the Petri dish with the washed finger, and then close the Petri dish. And then what you'll do is you'll seal it with tape. So you've got Scotch tape. And basically we're sealing it just in case, we don't want any additional bacteria or fungi to get into the Petri dish. And so just, seal the edge of it like this, just tape it shut. And then you've got it shut. And so no additional bacteria or fungi will get into it then while you're waiting for things to grow. Also, when you put the tape around it, it'll close it so that it won't dry out, because this nutrient agar will tend to dry out gradually. And so anyway, now everything is finished, and you let this sit at room temperature for 48 hours, in other words, 2 days. And then after that time, take a photo of whatever's growing on it. You can either take the photo, through the top of it, or you could take the top off, untape it and take the top of the lid of the Petri dish off and take a photo of whatever's on the Petri dish. So that's basically activity 1. And then activity 2 is the same thing, except that you're just, you label a Petri dish either 30 minutes or 4 hours or whatever. You take the top off, you let it sit in the open air for however long, 30 minutes or 4 hours, and then you put the top back on and just wait again for 2 days or 48 hours and see what grows on it, and then record what has grown on it and what color it is and things like that. So let us know if you have any questions, but they're basically very simple activities to do, but it's nice to have someone actually show you how to do it rather than just trying to follow written instructions. Thank you. Goodbye.